Thanks, Ireland. I'm here today to talk to you about our high wattage post tops. So I'm going to share a screen with you here real quick so you can see the product line. So as we talk about our new high wattage post tops, they are part of our Superflex line of products. Our Superflex are products that we can vary the wattage and the color temperatures on. So we have the smallest in our family is the 8029 lamp, which is relatively the same size of an A19, just a little bit bigger. Then we go up, the next size is our 8024, which gets to be quite a bit bigger. Then we go to the 8027, which gets to be about the size of my head in some regards. And then we get to our new big boys, which we have is the 8075 and the 8000 lamps. So these guys are really, really big. So you can see that kind of in next to my head there in the photo. So you can see these guys are nice and large, and they provide a lot of light output. The 75 relates to the fact that it can replace up to a 750 watt HID lamp, and then the 8000, the reason we have the zeros in there is it can replace up to a 1000 watt HID lamp. When we look at the product lineup, you can see there we have the old three ones there, the 8029, the 24, and the 27. And you can see that those are we've had out for several years now. And then our new lamps there are the bottom four on that table. We have four varieties of these lamps. We have two different wattage varieties, the 8075 and the 8000. You can see that they replace there, as I mentioned, this up to 750 watts or up to 1000 watts, depending on your needs. They also have wattage selections on them. So our 8075, you can select 150, 200, or 270 watts. Whereas our 8000, you have even higher options. You have the 300, the 360, and the 450 watt options there. If you look at the voltage ranges there, we have on the 8075, we have our two traditional voltages, our 120 to 277 voltage option, which is our normal voltage. And then our HV option is the 277 to 480. When we move into the 8000, because it gets to be so many watts, we can't actually go that far down in voltage because the amp draw gets to be too large. So we have to cut off the ability for that one to go down in voltage to only down to 208 volts. So we have it go from 208 to 347. And instead of it to a standard voltage or a high voltage, we call that one our medium voltage. So that's going to be a new designator we've never used on a lamp before. So we have that one right there, as you can see, they're highlighted in red. So the MV there stands for medium voltage. So our low voltage options are our 120 to 277. Now our new medium voltage, and this is the only lamp that has this option right now, is 208 to 347. And then our high voltage options is the 277 to 480. So that's our medium voltage offering. And again, we have to do that on this lamp because with the 1000 watt replacement and 450 watts, we cannot go down to 120 because the amp draw gets to be too high. You can see there the lumens. It depends on the wattage and the color selection a little bit, but you can see there it goes from roughly 20,000 to roughly 40,000 for our 8075, and then it goes roughly from 50,000 all the way up to almost 75,000 on our LED 8000 variety. All of these lamps come with our EX39 base, so they can be used wherever a mogul-based lamp is installed today. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you can see all the typical bugs we have on our spec sheets. So the flex color there, the 3, 4, 5,000 Kelvin, the 5-year warranty, and the rest of those. Those are all the same across our entire Superflex line. So you can see the same quality and the same options we have against every product we have there. There are a few unique features when we get into these large of a lamps. The first one is the large size. So these things are over a foot tall. You can see there they're 12.3 inches. And they're 5.6 inches in diameter. And the reason these dimensions are important is that falls right within the BT56 envelope. That's a traditional ANSI size, what 1000 watt lamps are traditionally come in. So these were designed to be able to replace a 1000 watt lamp without having to compromise on worrying about whether it's going to fit or not. If the BT56 is currently in a fixture, then the new lamp here that we're offering either in the 8075 or the 8000 will fit because it fits within that envelope. These are going to be the only Superflex lamps that come with a safety cable because they are bigger and heavier. than all of our other lamps in this line. They do require that a customer installs the safety cable. We don't want to have any issues out in the field. A new feature that we're adding to this line is we're adding an inline fuse. So it's a very simple thing to wire in line. It comes with a little fuse holder in the middle and then two pigtails that come out the side. So this just goes in line. The installation instructions detail how to do that more in detail, but it's a fast acting fuse that if there's an issue out in the field, we want that fuse to blow instead of our lamp, because we're getting into pretty pricey products at this point. So we're adding some more safety features to ensure that they have a better chance of surviving out in the field. And the other thing is, this is besides our shoebox lamps, which is like our 8089 and our 8090 and even our 8091, they come with support legs in the shoebox variety. This is our first post-top bollard type of lamp in the Superflex line that comes with a support leg. Again, because of the size and the weight of these lamps, we do need to have a support lamp that goes on the end. So that's where we have that support leg that's installed with that. That's when it's installed in a horizontal position. You're going to need to have that leg. The other thing I'm going to tell you is these lamps have active cooling. They do have fans in them, and they also have the ability to dim if they get to be a little bit too hot. And so since these lamps are up to 450 watts, if you put these into an enclosed fixture and that enclosed fixture does not have a good airflow around it, these lamps will dim. They're not going to, they're going to dim to make sure that they survive in that application and to keep the customer happy as opposed to burning up. So you have to keep that in mind, that in some of those applications out there where the 1000 watt was really pushing it, these lamps might have a little bit of dimming going on if it gets very hot in the summertime. But that's because it's designed to do so to support the life of the product. And then lastly, the last thing I'd like to talk to you a little bit about, we're not the only ball game in town with these lamps. There is some competition out there, but we have advantages against that competition. So first of all, you can see there our lamp on the left. And then the next thing you'll see is that BT56. So you can see how we fit in that same envelope. And there's going to be no problems with us installing in any application where that lamp is currently installed. And then we have 3 competitors listed to the right. There are actually a couple of other competitors that are private labeling from these guys as well. But Company G is a pretty well-known brand out there. The advantage we have over them is they come in single color and single wattage. So they don't have that flex color, flex watt options that we do. You're going to have to know your color and your wattage ahead of time. And so with us, you have that ability to have that changeability with the Superflex, which they don't have. Same thing with Company P out there. Sometimes they go by Company S. Again, they have a design out there that comes in 1 color and 1 wattage. And so you have to choose ahead of time which one you need. And so if you don't know what you need ahead of time, you could be out of luck when you go to that installation. And then our third competitor out there is a company I'm going to call Company L. They actually come with the Superflex options. I mean, they do have a flex color and they do have a flex wattage. So they have some of the same features that we have. But the disadvantage that they really have is their lamp is, first of all, very, very heavy. And second of all, it comes with a very short neck. And if you look at that BT56 there, it has a longer neck, and our neck is actually just a tiny bit longer than that. And so there will be some applications where that lamp will not fit because if the reflector or other aspects of that fixture don't allow that to fit. And so you need to have that long neck, and you can see the Company G and P made sure that they had a little bit longer neck, whereas Company L, they have a very short neck. And because of that difference, there'll be applications where that lamp probably won't fit as well as others. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview and a quick update on our newest lamp in our Superflex lineup, the 450 watt replacement and the 750 watt replacement. And hopefully you'll be able to sell those out there in the marketplace.
Thank you, Richard. All right, so we're going to get up and talk about another new product line here in our Remfoss area. Our brand new volumetric fixtures, retrofit, and brand new flat panel fixture and retrofit. So there's 4 new SKUs here. They all have a couple of different versions and everything. We're going to go through that really quick. So just look at these initially. We have basically like 2 kind of different types here. We've got a standard fixture and we've got a actual retrofit. So if you guys remember from our current setup, we have the TTV and TTF that can be used for both a fixture and a retrofit. These are specific designed for specific applications. So keep a track of the blue and the orange. We'll be focusing on fixtures and retrofits, kind of talking about them separately. So just keep that in mind as we're looking at stuff. So just to kick this off right away, we got our brand new flat panels. So right now the current TF is in stock. We actually have quite a few of those in stock currently. They're made in Mexico. They're a super flex. They're 3 wattages, 3 CCTs. This is a new slim design. We're going to look at this in a little bit here, why it's so much slimmer and how slim it is. These adhere to all of the flicker standards that we're looking for out there. We're able to pass IEE par 1789, which allows us to basically be sold in a lot of these government projects and stuff too. So really great opportunity there. We have some emergency backups coming at the beginning of 2025. Those kind of, we decided to kind of go with a little bit more cost-effective version of that. So we actually have our system that's unique to us, which is really great. So that's going to be coming out probably, January, February next year. And then you have a choice between either the standard volumetric or flat panel design. And of course, we have Bluetooth controls with Silvair. So we're going to go into a little bit more detail about what those controls are and how they connect to it. They use a brand new headphone jack receptacle. So something you can install in the field, really easy to do. Any user can do it. It makes control adding to your fixture a really, really easy job. So these are 5-year warranty fixtures, and again, they're made in Mexico. Super exciting. All the panels themselves also come standard with a 2.5 kilovolt surge protector. In our bigger panels, we've had the 6 kilovolts in there, and it's helped us get into a lot of situations where they may have noise in the power or whatever. These are actually going to survive a lot longer because of that, which is great. So this is the new slim design. It's 1.46 inches tall. So it's really super slim and narrow and skinny. We've got a couple of lighting vendor pictures there. The 2.25 is, and then a 2.48. So, and these are just their standard panels. It's not EMG or any of these other ones. These are just what the standard panel looks like. So we're a lot smaller than them, which is really great. And you can see you have access to the junction boxes and wiring and everything on the back of the fixture, as well as your color temperature and wattage adjustments. So another kind of couple of unique features about our new flat panel and volumetric fixtures is we tried to save a little bit of paper by putting the actual instructions on the outside of the box. So there's no paper instructions on the inside of it. You're not going to see that, floating around in there or have a bunch of paper waste when you're done. We actually put it on the cardboard of the box to try and save you guys some paper waste. So if you're looking for instructions, that's where they probably are, or feel free to check us out on our website. We have them available there as well. The new flat panel fixtures, because they are so skinny and slim, they are shipping as a 2-pack. This actually kind of aligns us with a lot of the industry standard stuff that's out there right now, and it kind of allows us to get away from the 4-piece master pack and down to a 2-piece, while still being able to protect the panel properly on the inside of the box. So keep that in mind when you're ordering. You want to order in even quantities, and if you need samples, just get an extra one. Trust me, you'll use it. The different ordering options that we have for both the TF and the TV, we tried to simplify some of these options for you, basically keeping the wattages and the sizes and everything kind of similar to the rest of our line. You see our WC, a wattage and color selectability, both of them have that. You have 2 options for occupancy sensor. It's a PIR occupancy sensor just for basic. And then there's also an OCCBT, which is our Bluetooth occupancy sensor that we can control in there working with Silvair. And you can see the actual little sensor itself just plugs in with the headphone jack right at the top of the panel there. There's a little plastic part that gets removed here. We're going to actually play with one here in a second, as you can see kind of what it looks like in real life. And then it just plugs in really nice and easy. These are TAA fixtures, so they're made in a Trade Agreement Act compliant country, in this case Mexico. And then we do also, like I said, have the EMG options coming soon, and those are 500 lumens at a minimum for 90 minutes. So the different configurations we have in both these sizes, the TV will be in stock later, a little, in a month or so, but the TF right now is in stock in a 2x4, a 2x2, and a 1x4. The 2x2 in the flat panel, we went for a little bit higher lumens just because there's a lot more of that out there when it comes to solutions. So the 2x4 will go up to 6,500 lumens. At 50 watts, and the 2x2 and 1x4 will go all the way up to 5,200 lumens at 40 watts. The volumetrics are a little bit lower than that. That's a 5,500 lumens at 44 watts, just because a lot of those applications, they generally have either the 2 or 3 lamp solutions in there. You don't see a lot of 4-lamp volumetrics. I mean, they're out there, but anyway. So these guys have 3 CCTs, 3,500K, 4,000K, and 5K you can choose from. And if you notice, there's a little like sensor bump on the lens itself. This allows you to actually change the pull that little cap off, and you can plug one of the sensors in right there, nice and easy. All right, so switching gears here a little bit to our retrofits. They look very similar, but they are a retrofit only version of these panels. So we basically have a TRV and a TRF. The R stands for retrofit. So you want to make sure to, be careful with the part numbers and everything when you're putting it out. We want to make sure it's consistent so you kind of know what's going on here. But the R in the part number means retrofit. These ones are a multi-piece design, unlike our current system, which is a single piece design. This is more kind of in line with what a lot of the other players in the industry are doing. There's two sizes available right now. We're coming out with a 1x4 at the beginning of next year. 2x2 and 2x4 are available. 3 wattages. You have the 3 CCTs, so 3500K, 4K, and 5K. And again, you can choose from a volumetric or flat panel design, especially the retrofit. That's a big deal because the flat panel retrofits are pretty popular. So we are actually able to do emergency backup installs on these in Middleton. So if you need a quick solution really quick, or you've got samples that you need, we can rush those out. But we also have the option to install it from the factory as well. These, of course, work with the Bluetooth controls, the headphone jack stuff like we were talking about, and we'll go into a little bit more detail about those in a little bit. Same 5-year warranty as the other panels. 2.5 kilovolt surge protector, and both these and the full fixtures are UL listed. And DLC premium, I should probably mention that also. So these panels, they have a little insert on them where you have the same headphone jack kind of input, just like the other panels before. The OCC means the PIR standard sensor. OCC-BT means our Silvera Bluetooth sensor. And again, when they ship, they will ship as a separate part. And when you get them in the field, just plug it in with the headphone jack. It takes just a quick second. And the same thing with this one. We also have the EMG options at 500 lumens. So when you're looking at the brightness that we offer with these guys, since they are retrofit, they're only replacing, something, so they're going to be gaining brightness kind of no matter what way you look at it. So for the 2x4, you're looking at about 5,000 lumens at the max. And at the 2x2, you're looking at about 3,000 lumens at the max. So they're a great solution when it comes to a retrofit only. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about actually what makes the retrofit 5 pieces and how it works. I want to make sure you guys understand that. So in the actual setup, when you put one of these guys in, you have 5 pieces. They're actually right here. And you can take those 5 pieces, 2 of which get installed first, and they actually get put up into the, oops, sorry, where are we going here? No, you're good. The mounting bracket itself, which is the larger 2 pieces, excuse me, drop test. You get those screwed up in place, and that actually allows for a little, like a hole or bracket thing for a pin to slide up and swing in. But you put the 2 pieces up, you screw them in place. And then once you get the 2 brackets up there, you can put the more decorative kind of finishing brackets up to complete the mounting of the actual hardware that holds the fixture up in the ceiling. And then once that's up there and nice and secured, you want to take the actual panel itself. Definitely, once you get it hung up there and on its own weight, you can actually connect the safety cables. Safety cables are really important when it comes to retrofits. You guys know that from our TTV and TTF. And then you can just swing it right up. And there's actually these little clips kind of on the side that will clip up and hold it in place and lock it up like a door. So really easy to do. We've done a couple of them here as well. And this is a very common retrofit solution out in the world. You might even find that a couple of our panels actually fit in the kits from other companies. It does happen. So but either way, this is a pretty standard retrofitting solution, and we've kind of adopted this just to kind of make things consistent with what you'd see out there in the world. So, so next, I kind of want to cover our new Bluetooth controls that we've added for both of these panels. The product itself is very small, little tiny device, probably about the size of a keychain or a key fob. I'll show here in just a second a little bit closer picture, but basically what this does is inside of these products, there's a little headphone jack, and the sensor itself clips and plugs right into that headphone jack, and it sends the necessary signal and power through that headphone jack. It doesn't matter which direction you plug it in or if you spin it or anything like that, it still stays connected. We chose to actually go with the headphone jack solution because it's a tried and true solution that's been used for many, many years, and it definitely is. I don't know how many of you guys remember, but headphones aren't as common in phones anymore. But they used to have them in phones, and when they did, they would last for a pretty long time, and you'd be able to get many, many years of use out of them. And these, ideally, you're just going to be plugging them in once and calling it a day. If you do have to decommission it or take the system off, it's just a simple unplug. That's going to not only provide a really great solution for the actual installers and people that do want to change over a space, but it's also, if you're having an issue in the field and you don't want to leave it non-controlled, you can just unplug it and you've got a working fixture there very, very quickly. So that's good. But like I said, the OCC version is the standard, should be actually PIR motion sensor. And then the OCC BT is also a PIR Silver motion sensor. So inside this little device, there's a little PIR window. On the non-Bluetooth one, there won't be a reset button, but on the Bluetooth one, there is a reset button. And that little device there communicates with the wireless mesh that is Silver and connects all the products together. So you want to look for this little headphone jack on any of the panels, that's where they're going to be. And we're going to take a minute here to kind of go and actually, when we're done here, and kind of plug them in and use them and just show how they work. The detection range itself, we're looking at about around 10 feet or so in range when the fixture's mounted at about 10 feet. So that's for larger detection, but it's mainly great for offices, a perfect, situation for that. When you have anywhere between 10 or 15 foot ceilings, it's really, really perfect solution for that. As you can see, the device is really nice and small and tiny. And I put the little black picture in there for Silver so you kind of see where the reset button is. But that from there, you can completely reset it and start over from scratch. So just to kind of go through a few of the just little features of these guys with our basic one, as I said, it was PIR, passive infrared. Basically just, from a built-in standpoint, it's meant to just be really, really simple. And they're set to a default setting when they come, but you can obviously make adjustments with our IR12 remote. And then our Bluetooth one, if you want to make adjustments to that, you can do it through the Silver app. You can also do some minor range adjustments with the IR remote, but that's only the sensitivity. Everything else is done through the actual Silver app. We wanted to be able to do a little bit of configuration in the field, but mainly just the range adjustment as of yet. So. And then, just a reminder, this is a Silver Bluetooth device, so it'll work with any of our Silver Bluetooth control tools. We've got switches, we've got a bunch of different options for all of our products, LBI, LiveC, TTF, TTV. If you have any of these and you use a Bluetooth Silver item, it will work with these Bluetooth Silver items. So we want to make sure that you guys are aware that this is a whole system, everything works together. So when you're using Silver, it works as a giant interconnected system. So I'm going to let Doug talk a little bit about our brand new control page, talk about some new stuff we have on there. Do you want me to talk about the products first, actually, Doug? Before
let's do that.
All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a minute here, and we're just going to get a little close up on the products itself. So here's the TRF panel. You can see how it comes with this little cover here. I'll pull it off really quick. A lot harder to do backwards than I thought. So you can see it's got this nice little headphone jack in there. And I just added controls to a product. That's it. It's nice and easy. Just plugs right in with the headphone jack. You can remove it really quickly and easily. And that's it. And we do recommend, making sure it's straight. It doesn't really matter, though, when it comes to the detection. It'll pick up either way. But the big thing is just more aesthetics. So. And then with our volumetric flat panels and our volumetrics and flat panels and the full fixtures, the same kind of thing. It's just the same little inserts take out right there. You can see that. And this guy goes right here. Call it a day. Nice and easy. The idea was just to make things as easy as possible for installers so they can be put in and done really quick. So, all right.
All right. Thank you, Nick and Richard. So just wanted to walk you guys through our website. So when you go to our homepage, just kind of want to show you guys how to navigate to get to our controls pages. But if you hover over controls, you kind of have two options: one to click the word controls, or to go down to controls introduction. And that'll bring you to this newly created web page that our marketing team and product management have been working collaboratively on for a little while. But we are at Remfoss, your trusted lighting control expert. So our sales team is well versed, but we also have a great inside team and also a great team of sales engineers that are happy to help with any of your control projects or needs. At Remfoss, we've always been known for, what I'd call more of our simpler controls, and that's where we kind of get into is we've kind of got two different versions. We've got the simple controls and we've got network lighting controls or Bluetooth in many cases. But at the end of the day, as it says, lighting control options, we want to give you that simplicity, flexibility, also adding high value functions, and also in some cases just offering that future proofing, meaning that you could install fixtures today where you're not doing controls, but as Nick showed with that simple headphone jack, somebody could go back in a year or two and add controls very easily to your existing fixtures. So really cool here, but it kind of just highlights there. We've got some different videos, and then if you have questions, you can submit a little questionnaire there. But what I want to show you first is our simpler controls, and we use the KISS method, maybe a little bit different than maybe what some were initially going to think it would say on the screen there, but keep it simple and smart. So these are in most cases those microwave sensors that we've been using with our Remfoss retrofit kits and fixtures for a long time. And then in many of our ceiling, Troffer, flat panel applications, it's going to be PIR sensors. And then over here on the network lighting controls, which is the main industry term, a lot of people use Bluetooth, where our partner is Silvair there. But we also do have the Lutron partnership where we have retrofit kits that work with Lutron drivers and controls, and that's under our C-Flex brand. But let me just take you over to our simple lighting controls area. So again, we've got a nice video here. This is actually David Gershaw, our Chief Innovation Officer, gives you a nice overview on the simple controls. And then this table is really, really cool. So interactive, but also tells you kind of how to order, what the sensors are. But we've got our different product types going across the screen here. So we've got those retrofit kits. We've got our drum fixtures, got the light bars with the external driver, with the internal driver, the new LBI 65, LBI Max, and the Live C all listed here. And there's even more. We got strip fixtures, sconces. We've got the traditional Troffer transformers here. We got the new products that Nick talked about, and we got Type C, T5, and T8. But you can click any of those here, and that'll take you to the product page. Or actually, sorry, to the spec sheet for that product. So really, really nice to have that. But where it really gets interesting is if you click these little check marks, it'll bring you to the specific controls page that we've designed. So we got pretty much every piece of information you would want for that control. Nick highlighted some of this information during his presentation, and then if you want more information on the specific remote, just scan the QR code. But really cool interactive table there for you. And then off the left here, it describes, is it a PIR or a microwave sensor? Even references, if there's a specific SKU that you have to add to your purchase order, your bill of material in the case of the LBI, or do you throw a -OCC suffix on the end of a part number for something like the LBI Max or Live C. As you go down, and this is continuing to build up, we've got some additional marketing materials. Remfoss new product catalog is out and available, and then this controls universe is really a cool document that kind of just gives you in a pretty quick dose all the different controls that we have across our products, similar to the table above, but this is a one-page document. And then you've got some same training videos. We'll be adding more as we come out with those in early part of next year. And then we even have some success stories or testimonials that we've done with our simple controls here. So pretty neat as far as the different information that we have. And then where it really has changed for us is getting more involved in the network lighting controls. And we've always done it. We've always kind of remained control agnostic, where we want to be able to work with whoever sensor out there, and we'll do testing at our facility out in Middleton, Massachusetts, and make sure that we're compatible. But we felt it was really important to kind of pick a partner, pick a horse to ride with, and Silvair is the one that we've chosen. And they've been great with us, but this is where you're getting into more sophisticated control applications. You want to group things together. You want to have somebody at a computer or with a tablet that can control the different fixtures that you're putting in. And of course, there's certainly more rebate opportunities depending on the utility for these network lighting controls. And we just want to make sure that we're staying in the innovation game and staying ahead of things. And so have a great offering there. And again, we've got some different videos. Again, our founder of Remfoss and CIO, David Gershaw, walking you through what the network lighting controls are and applications, which is also a really cool video. But same interactive table here where it shows you all the different options across the different products that we have. And again, same things down here, but we actually get into some different things here. So, we just want to, kind of highlight, what's important. So this is, kind of, if you're going out and talking to an end user, trying to get them, interested in controls and trying to, get them to, help them lower their energy bills, even more so by just doing the simple fluorescent to LED conversion. So just have some quick data points there, even some different, about the occupancy benefits that you get from using these more advanced or network lighting controls. We've got a little section on here about C-Flex, and this will send you to our C-Flex website to talk about all our different options with Lutron controls. And then again, some different marketing materials here, training similar, and then again, some different success stories or testimonials regarding the Silvair Bluetooth sensors. So really cool new page that's on the website live, and that's how you get there. Again, homepage, go to controls, but really excited to have that out there. Really excited to be able to help all of you out there and your customers with controls. It's becoming more mainstream across the country. Certain markets are certainly ahead of the curve and are offering some pretty healthy rebates to entice people to do the controls. So we're here to help and excited to help you. So.